Hi, I'm Tom from Audient. I'd like to introduce to you our new iD14 USB bus-powered interface, which is our wonderful repackaging of all the beautiful technology in iD22, our sort of acclaimed USB recording interface, where we've still got two of our Class A console mic preamps taken from our legendary 8024 console. We've got it all running in a very compact portable chassis, which is bus powered, running on really high internal rails. We have some very cool features. You can select your speaker output volume, and that gives you full adjustment on the encoder here. A button press will put that into mute, and then you can unmute and you can select headphone output, for example, and change the volume here. In the middle we have a very nice new mode for us, which we're calling the ID button. When you select this, it actually turns the encoder into a virtual scroll wheel. So if you're hovering over, for example, something in Logic, here we've got the attack time. You see how I can control the computer with that knob. So we could write automation, we can adjust our mix balance. It also works with our ID mixer application, so it comes with a full DSP low latency mixer application for monitor mixes, artist mixes. We've added some new features, so you have a plus 10 decibel switch on the input channels now, which allows you to get up to about 68 decibels of gain, which is 8 more than iD22 for those of you with low output microphones. We have a polarity reverse switch done in software now on the input stage, so that's completely lossless, no extra circuitry, really transparent, but allows you to polarity reverse two microphones to get the phase right when you're recording. And the whole mixer application is scroll wheel enabled, so if we wanted to adjust a Q mix or change what we were listening to, for example, we could just ride those levels in a very tactile way. If you don't want to use the scroll control, which is one of our most awesome new features, you can, for example, turn that button into any of the features here. So you can still have mono sum, polarity reverse, you can set up a channel for talkback, so you still have all of the professional console style communications, which can either be assigned soft to one function key, or that can be an encoder mode, which allows you to do more tactile control. On the back of the unit we have two XLR combi jacks for inputs, a pair of outputs ideally for main monitors for your control room speakers, and we have an optical input which will accept 8 channels of ADAT or 4 channels at 96 kilohertz. So you can expand iD14 to 14 channels or 10 in, 4 out. We've listened to our end users and put the DI jack and the headphone socket on the front panel now, so there's no more reaching around the back for that. And it's designed to couple up beautifully with our new rack mount mic pre, which is called ASP800 here. So ASP800 is again the same console mic preamp as iD22, ASP880, the 8024, so it's a legendary Audient circuit block. But where we've changed this slightly is we've added up to 70 decibels of gain for people with low output microphones. We have a pad on every channel, so great for recording drums. A polarity reverse on the first 2, along with the JFET DIs, which add a sort of smooth tone. But the really big differentiating features are what we're calling the retro channels 1 and 2 in the sort of black legending here. And the clue is in the symbol in the middle, which is like a BH loop from a magnetic transformer or a tape machine, some form of non-linear saturation. So I've sort of artistically abstracted that logo for HMX and Iron. And the difference here is HMX was something we had already, which is high voltage MOSFETs that are used in a sort of multi-stage distortion circuit to get a little bit of harmonics added in a row from 3 amplifiers. So this goes from sort of smooth to thick sounding, great for adding proximity effect to vocals, making hip-hop drums, bass synthesizers, 808 kick drums almost a bit hairy and long and sustaining in the low end. But we've coupled that to an all-new circuit block using a British transformer here, a custom transformer that we've had made. And this is our Iron circuit, which at low settings puts a slight sparkle to the high end, a very sort of 1970s frequency response and phase response change. But it also transient smears and distorts low frequencies more than mid frequencies, like an old transformer amplifier, transformer-based amplifier would do in the 70s and 60s. So if you push this really hard, it gets into what we call a growly territory, where you can add edge and pick tack to bass guitars, or you can, if you feed it lots of bass, it it will actually turn into a pure fuzz box. So it's a really creative tool that you can use online input to effectively, you know, resample drums and electronic instruments. They absolutely love bass synthesizers, old Moogs, you know, drum machines, all that sort of stuff. You run them through HMX and Ion together, and you've got completely variable color to take you on this triangle of tone journey from a sort of clean but big sounding ASP mic amp all the way to soft, hard, colored clean, fast, slow, and all the various places in between. So it's a real powerhouse, starting with ASP 800, price in euros, 799, iD14, 269, available end of this month. Thanks very much.